Hi everyone, it's Stacy with Home Organized Tribe, and I want to welcome you back to our 2-minute tidy tip series. Today, you're listening to episode 8 of our special series, which was called Break Free from the Clutter 8 Steps to a Calm, Organized Home. I cannot believe we've reached the final episode in this series. I've saved one of the most important topics for last, which is how to create a lasting system that works for you and your family. Decluttering and organizing are amazing first steps, but maintaining those results can really be challenging. And I know because I struggled and I get so many of you every day asking me, how do I maintain this? And this is especially hard when you're managing a busy household or a shared space with others because you need to get everyone's buy in, right? So, in this episode, I'm sharing the secret to creating systems that not only keep your home organized, but also fit seamlessly into your family's daily life. So, ready? Let's dive in. Step number 1 is identify the pain points. I want you to start by looking at the areas in your home where clutter tends to build up or where your family members really struggle to stay organized. Is this the entryway where the shoes pile up? Is it the kitchen counters because it collects mail? Is it the laundry room because it's always chaotic? Once you've identified these pain points, you can focus on creating systems to address them. The goal is to simplify the areas and make it easy for everyone to follow. Step number 2 is creating a home for everything. And you've probably heard me talk about this before, but the key to staying organized is giving every item a designated home. When things don't have a proper place, they end up as clutter. Work with your family to decide where specific items should go, whether it's backpacks or mail or toys. And you can use labels, bins, baskets to make it clear where items belong. This is so important because when it's walking in the house and everybody drops everything in the counter, creating a place where everyone has some buy-in to drop it instead, right? Where does the mail go? It shouldn't just go plop on your kitchen counter. So things like that, we can start to break those down. A simple rule to remember: if it doesn't have a home, it becomes clutter. And I can't say that enough because I want you to remember that when you're looking at items that you are like, why is the clutter here? Where does it go? All right, step number 3. This is big, and I know some of you will struggle with this, but you need to involve your family. The best systems are the ones that everyone in the household can follow. Involve your family in the process of setting up systems so they feel included and understand how they work. For example, we talked about a second ago, creating the drop zone. This has to be where everybody will actually do it. And a lot of times people say, well, I don't have an entryway. You walk in and it's, right into the family room or whatever. But we've got to create a table, a space, a drop zone. Otherwise, you'll never correct the system. So where is it going to be convenient to drop the keys, to drop the mail? And that's where we need to start building. What can we create? And sometimes you just have to revamp how the flow of maybe some of the current furniture that you have to make it so that this will work for you. Okay. Teach kids to use the labeled bins for their toys and school supplies. This is so great. Even when kids are little, you can have pictures. I remember creating bins. My daughters are in their 20s now, but I had bins that had pictures of different things that the kids could put in that they could then, even before they could read, they knew what went into that bin, right? For Barbies and little toys and things like that. Um, Establish routines like clearing the kitchen counter off at the end of the day. So remember, we talked about this before of having good nightly routines. You want to stay on top of it. You want to make sure you can even have bins for each family member that are in like the family room. So anything you find laying around goes into that particular person's basket that they can then put things away. When everyone knows the plan, they're more likely to stick to it. So I encourage you to have conversations with your spouse, have conversations with your kids, have a family meeting, that this is not a request. This is a part of being a part of this family. So give them some tough love. All right, step number 4 is start small and build consistency. So it's tempting to try to overhaul everything at once. I think this is where so many people go wrong, which is why I always say one shelf, one, cabinet, one thing at a time, right? But the best systems are built gradually. So it's really important. Start with 1 or 2 areas that have the biggest impact of your daily life, like the kitchen or the entryway. Don't try to do a whole room either. So when I say kitchen, what is it about the kitchen that is struggling to stay organized, right? Start with one spot. That way you don't get overwhelmed. And once you complete that, then move to the next area. I promise this works so much better than like trying to like take a day off and like tackle everything at once. You get overwhelmed. Remember, consistency is key. Systems that work when they become part of your family's routine, they actually stick. So focus on reinforcing these daily habits. All right. Last step number 5, regularly reevaluate and adjust. Listen, as your kids get older, as life changes, as your daily routines change, so do all of the things that we're talking about. The drop zones, the different things you might be dropping. So as life changes, your systems may need to adapt to that. We talked about kids growing, schedules, storage evolve, all of that, okay? Make a habit of checking in on your systems every few months to see what's working or not. And if something isn't working, you guys, because you're still getting clutter piled up there, that's where I want you to stop and think, what is the problem? What is it? Why is it that maybe certain family members or certain things, what's the struggle? Because sometimes we are too busy forcing people into a certain system where we have to go, how do we create the system better to let our family, to make it easier for our family, I should say, to adapt to it, right? We want to adapt these systems around our family. So don't be afraid to tweak things. We don't always get it right on the first try. So it's really important. This is another thing like where I talked about maybe your home isn't set up for success that way, because often we move in, we put things there, and then we never stop to evaluate, like, is this the way the kitchen flow should be? Is this where your Tupperware should be? Is this where your glasses should be? Does it make sense? Sometimes just small little tweaks of where we keep things makes it so much easier to maintain it. So don't be afraid to make changes to adapt your house to your family. All right, so let's recap. To create lasting systems that work for you and your family, 5 steps, right? Number 1 is identify the pain points to your home. Number 2 is create a home for everything to prevent clutter. Step number 3 is to involve your family in setting up the systems and to follow them. Step number 4 is start small and build consistency over time. And finally, step 5, regularly reevaluate and adjust as your needs change. If you're ready to go deeper, you guys have heard me talk about my brand new course that's called Declutter and Organize Your Life Room by Room. It's here to help you. I literally have videos, checklists, cheat sheets for every room in the house. So if you're working on your kitchen, if you're working on your pantry, if you're working on your laundry room, this course breaks it down, and I have videos and things to help you simplify this process, because I know it can get overwhelming. You get lifetime access, you guys. I'm constantly adding in new things so that I can help you not only get organized, but stay organized. So if you want to dive deeper, click the link and check it out, or feel free to reach to me with any questions. You can email me or send me a message on social media. I'm so excited that you finished all 8 of these episodes. If you missed any, go back. If you need to, now that you've been through all of them, you want to go back and re-listen and break it down, do it. These will be here for you. And they're great resources that every time you need some motivation, if you're stuck in a rut, you're like, what do I do? You can come back and revisit these episodes. But hopefully we've got you to a place where you're motivated and you're ready to start tackling that clutter in your house. So thank you so much for joining me on this journey of these episodes. I hope you're inspired and you're ready to take action. And I would love feedback of the things that you did take action and what's working, and reach to me if something's not working. So until our next episode, happy decluttering and happy organizing. Have a fantastic day.